Hi everybody and welcome to video 2 in our Hippie series. These papers are by Junk Journal Focus on Etsy, and I've printed out 27 pages of 116 pages in this kit. There's no ephemera or anything, it's just the papers, but we can make our own stuff, can't we? Okay, so in the first video we put this puppy together and then we papered the front page. And we did the front of one of the flaps. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get this finished. I've got page 2 set aside, and that'll be kind of fun. But we got to get this one done first, don't we? Okay. So this one is the cover on this one, and I'm going to try to get this right here on there. Let's set this back here. Find my trusty rusty pencil. I even have my favorite one marked with a little star. I have another one exactly the same. It's so funny. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Then we have to make it this long because we made the first one that long. However, in the future, we're not going to make them that long. We'll pretend like we did it because this is the cover and not that we did it by accident. Oh, that line right there looks good. I kind of hate it when the line's already there. But the lead looks shiny in the light, so it makes it easier to see where your line is. Okay. Let's get it inked up. And again, we're using the Distress Oxide of Vintage Photo. Just in case you forgot after video 1. I'm a little sniffly this morning. I forgot to take my Claritin last night. I take it at night so that I'm not sniffly in the morning. So I just took it about an hour ago when I took my other medications. So we'll see how that goes. Sometimes I take Flonase too, a lot of times, but that definitely makes my nose runny, which is kind of gross. Sorry about that. Little TMI there. Oh, you know what? Wow. Oh, yes, I did. Is that one I didn't print on the back of? I printed on the backs and they look darker on all the other ones. Well, I guess it's lucky we're using it as a flap cover and not thinking about using it as a card. We would have had to pick something else, wouldn't we? Oh, here we go already this morning. Okay, there we go. Sniffle, sniffle. Most of the time I do it without thinking. We're not making these into those double flip ups, so we don't have to worry about that. It's a little narrow. Let's trim that funny little corner. Okay. Yeah. I wish we had been able to leave it brighter. Okay. The reason we're doing them separate like this is because we're using the same paper split in half. Wow, I may have to use my white pencil. Darn it. What's going on here? Oh, that paper curl. That seems awfully short. Yep. And then we'll have the writing part down at the bottom. Oh boy, I didn't think about it being too short at the bottom, did I? Well, we'll use it at the top up here. And then we'll cut the two bottom ones from the paper. We'll cut those in half. Okay. That works. I bought this little charm dealie from my friend. She had made me a big one as a gift. And so I bought a little one from her. Not because she gave me one as a gift, but just because I liked them. Wow, I need to put something under this corner. I have so many shims under this glass mat, you don't even want to know. It's right on this seam where my table folds in half. So there's like a little bump there. And so my glass goes back and forth. Okay. Is that right side up or upside down? This is right side up. So you can see how much darker it is where I printed on the back. I must have missed one. I don't know how. Maybe the printer did one of those deals where it shoots one out without printing on it. Occasionally it'll do that. I gotta keep my sweatshirt out. Look where I got the glue on there yesterday. I shouldn't have worn it. I think it might be official craft room sweatshirt now. That's why I put it back on. It's a little chilly and I didn't want to take a chance on getting glue on anything else. And I really like this sweatshirt too. It's got a single line drawing on it of a little weenie dog. A picture of Oz. The big OZ. Oh, that goes all the way down to here. What am I doing? I was like, how did I cut it so long? Those are going off onto the floor. You know, the smart place to put glue. Okay, so we'll set this one to the side. Now we'll cut this one for this here. Well, at least I can see my mark on this one. You can see it on here too. I kind of wanted it to be the other way, but these papers are so different all over, you know, each part of the paper that I think it'll be fine. But I wanted this to be on the bottom as a writing paper. Maybe I can make something for the tops. Add pockets or something off camera. So I don't really have the paper for it set aside right now. I realize I probably could just grab anything at this point. And in fact, I have this big piece right here. Now, let's put this one where it belongs. Much better. Oh, no, I don't. Well, we're going to put cream around them. Not sure I like that. That wouldn't be bad, though. All right, let's put that in my think box over here, even though it's not Tuesday. It's Sunday. I have to wear a t-shirt. I think these sleeves keep coming down. Okay, now here's the other paper. Oh, that's all right. That'll work okay. This is left, and this is right. just mark one because that means obviously the other one is the other one. Okay, so let's mark this up. Now, do I want that border now that this is going to be the writing paper? Let me go trim it here. We'll cut the line when we get there. I have a lot of ink on there. That's an interesting thought. And do the same on this side. Goodness sakes, now I moved my glass. Isn't that just interesting? I was trying to find a good way to say something about it. You want to line it up with the top. Okay, so there's that one done, except for the possible pocket. Then we have to make a great big card. Big long card. Very skinny, that's the thing. Would be very, very skinny. Not that much left. Plus that bit we took off the one side. Oh, that looks good. They're going to be right next to each other. Well, they're going to be staggered, but still. Something to keep it from rolling away. It's not doing a very good job. It's all the way over by the paper trimmer. We're going to have to fight with that curly paper throughout the whole project. So just remember that. I mean, I print mine on high vivid. So you might could print yours, if you're just going to keep it for yourself. I'm not saying short yourself or short paper by printing it on a low printing. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying you might want to print it on high but not vivid. If you don't want to use up so much ink. I used up a lot of ink doing these papers. Now we're gluing this one on as a top pocket, so we're going to put it farther down. We're going to glue this one on as a side pocket so we can put it higher up. So, let's say we put that one there. Then we can put this one up here. And in farther so we have room for the tag to stick out with the charm. So we'll put it right about here. I had this big note, but I didn't follow my note in here. Paper page 6 first. So now we have to figure out how to get the paper down in there. I tried to pull this up a little bit and it kind of tore the manila folder. So I stopped. So we'll have to think of something creative over there. Yeah, I don't think I want to make 3 really, really long, skinny tags. But it is the cover, so we probably should have something on the inside of the flaps. Maybe I'll make a belly band so I can make a little bit wider card. Okay. This one is a pocket. I want the top to be right there. We definitely want it to be straight. I'll make the pockets off camera. I'm going to put this on as a side pocket so there's no glue there. But I had all those notes and I didn't even look at them when I glued that flap. Having to stand up to see this. So we have a side pocket over here with the flip, the very large flip. Well, that's writing area up there, I guess. And we have a little top bookmark pocket up there that opens there. When we get done with page 2, I will put paper clips in so that we can remember to put cards in. All right, this is one big page. So what I decided to do is flaps, but we're going to crisscross them like we're weaving a basket. Okay, so we're just going to have one coming down, and then we're going to go over, under, over. No, we're going to go under, over, under, so you can see the bottom of it. Okay, and I have some cream colored paper. I don't have enough manila folder, plus it's not long enough. Let's see. This one's been cut and it's still long enough. But it isn't the way. Well, I wasn't going to put the one from the top to the bottom as a flip. It's just going to be like a band from the top to the bottom. Oh, how are we going to do that underneath one? How are we going to get it open? Well, that's not going to work then, is it? Well, darn. All right, let me figure something else out. I'm going to stop the video here, and then we'll have a part 2 that will come on immediately for you, but in a little bit for me while I figure this out. All right? It works. I had a duh moment. You open them in a certain order. That's all. You have 2 unders, 1 over, and then the strap. So you open the 1 over, you open the strap, then you open the 2 unders. Okay. So the 2 unders can be manila folder. And there's enough room for a flap on this because the paper will be here. So we can use this manila folder right here as our pieces. So this is our paper. So that way when everything's open, you can write on it. In fact, somebody already has in nonsensical letters. So this is our paper. We'll set these to the side because we'll do our papering after, because we're going to use one as the front and one as the back of all 3. So we're going to make it look like one continuous paper. That's the plan. Okay. So I've already inked this. And these already have a flip. So if I cut these in 1/2 inch, they'll already have a flip. And then all I have to do is measure the width. Okay. That works for me. So 2 marks in. I'm going to mark that with a pencil. a 1/2 inch on your gusset. 2 lines in is a 1/2 inch of the 3 lines. My fingernails aren't dirty, that's Sharpie marker. Oh, I had a run-in. Well, I guess they are dirty then, aren't they? Okay, so now we need to decide how wide each one should be. Now, this is 11 inches, so 3.5 for each one is 10.5. So that it would give us a 1/2 inch at the bottom. I don't think it's enough. So if we did 3, 3, and 3, we could leave a little bit of a gap at the top and a little bit at the bottom. We don't have a gap at the top, we have a flap at the top. All right, then that would give us a flap, space in the bottom so you can see the, well, you're going to see the bottom from the center down. So we can do 3.5. That'll give us enough room to have a decent flap. So let's do 3 and 3.5. There's 1. There's 2. Just barely enough room. And 3. Now for our long one, I think I'm just going to cut this. Yeah, I'm just going to cut it 3.5 wide. I want it that wide. Let's see. Is 3.5 too wide? Yeah, we got to be careful right there, huh? Think of all the magnets. Wow, 8 magnets. Okay. All right, I'm marking bottom and top, and I'm writing it in very lightly, and that way I can erase it. Okay, and then we'll put the top top one. Can we use one of these? No. How wide did we decide to make it? We didn't. Oh, I think we could do 3.5. That way they're all 3.5. I don't need to mark it. Then we'll score it at 1/2. Oh, that would be kind of neat to leave that on, wouldn't it? Big long tab. Okay. And then I'll put you on pause while I ink everything. I'm not going to make you watch me ink everything. Well, if we count the tab in the 3.5, that's going to make it. That's all right. We're not going to write on it. Okay, so that's going to be like that. It's going to be like this. No, it's going to be like this because we're going to score it at 1/2. And we'll see the whole tab still. All right, so let's score this at 1/2. So I'll score it at 1/2, and then I'll ink everything, and then we'll come right back. Okay? Okay, we're all inked up. And I accidentally inked this one a little dark, so I'm going to make sure this one goes on the front. I'm going to flip up. It's just going to be a little bit darker. That's the way life goes. So, this one goes in the center. I forgot to mark them, top, bottom, and center, so that where we measure works out. So I'm going to put this one in and mark it, line it up with the top and the bottom. Then I noticed these two were a little closer together than these two, not by much, not even a 16, but so I'm thinking this one wasn't exactly straight when I measured it, because that looks better. They're about even. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark the center up here and the center over here. We're going to mark the center of this one and the center of this one. Once we get these two lined up, then the other two will be lined up as well. Does that make sense? Okay, now we got about 15 minutes at the most left in this video. So we're obviously not going to get done. We're not going to get anywhere near done. This one is going to be exactly the length of the paper. I don't know how that happened, unless we trimmed it. Oh, we did. I'm nuts. Okay, so let's measure the center of this, which should be 4 1/4. In the real world, it may not be. It is. So the center is right here. And that means the center of this one, I'm eyeball it. I'm going to put it right there. Then we'll measure and see how close I was. 3.5 should be 1 3/4. Wow. One 3/4. Yeah, bud. Okay, so I should have actually marked the center of the bottom, because that's what we're going to line up when we're gluing. Okay, so let's mark this at 1 3/4. So this is going to be the center here. So when we glue this on, when we've got it laid out flat, we can just line up these two lines and we know it'll be in the center. This is the theory. The reality may be something completely different. Oh, and I mitered the corners because the manila folders are a little thick. So apparently they have glue on both sides. Okay. Oh, and I'm getting hungry too. It must be close to 6. Yep, 5:45 in the morning. Oh, we want it back a little bit. Okay. There's a little mark on there, but it's a mark on the folder. It's not the mark that I made. So let's look at this. And it lines up at the bottom. Well, starting to feel a little full of myself. Let's see if this is 8.5. Not quite. I mean, 11. Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's mark 5.5. Actually, what is it? It's fine. 5.5 is going to be our center. And then the same thing, we want to find this one. And then we want to mark the center of 3.5, which is 1 3/4 again. And mark it here. I didn't want to leave that back a little bit. Yes, I did, because the paper is going to have the border. That's not right. Okay, there's my mark. I really don't know what I was thinking, to tell you the truth. This is attaching to the paper. When we paper it is when we have the gap. See? Remember? Feeling full of myself? See how that goes? So we're going to glue this one. Try not to get glue everywhere. And then I'll have some cereal. And then I'll start video 3 with you. Now, I'm not going to measure the other two. I am going to eyeball them and put them where the marks are. Yeah, see? These are off a little bit. So I must not have had it in the center. I should have waited till I glued it. Okay. So now we'll take another one of these. And we'll glue it on. And then we do all the magnets. Now I could divide the center between the top and this thing, but we're leaving it up a little bit, and that's just too much math for me this morning. And that there looks good to me. Now, need to glue this one on. When we put the magnets on, we can pull it a little bit, see, and then make sure that it stays straight. This is going to be kind of fun. A little bit different. Sure, someone else has done it. And that leaves about the same at the top and the bottom. Well, look at this. Turn it. Oh, too close. All right, glue, come out. There we go. Oops. It looks funny with that white there, even though it's inked. Okay, that one's a little far out, but it's okay. So we've got this, and then this comes down. So this will flip out like that. And then you open this one first, and then this one, and then you can open these two. How about that? Okay, so let's start magnets. Oh, we have 1 minute left. All right, let's do the magnets when we come back, and then we'll paper them, and then we will move on to page 3. I'll get something set up in case we get done. Then we can move on to page 3. Okay, so that's what we've got done today. Finished up page 1. And we got this pretty much set up. So we finished this. We got this. And that's what we did for today. This will come down flat when we glue it to the paper, but we're going to have to hold it flat when we put our magnets on, so we make sure our magnets are in the right place. Okay? Okay. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you for hanging out with me for an hour, and I will see you in the next video, in video 3. Bye-bye.